What's that now? Oh, behind me. Yep, that's our season going up in smoke following the fire sale the board of directors have had. Yeah, all our best players. Yeah, him. And him. Keep going. Yeah. Yeah, and him as well. And today, we've got our first ever game in Border Adventures in Europe with a squad that you may not recognise. Okay, so to say that there is much to catch you up on might be somewhat of an understatement. Let's start with the positives. We're playing a Europa League qualifier this evening. We've got FC Copenhagen at home. That is at least something to be optimistic about. There's not a whole lot else. Since our first episode of the new season where we beat Zurich 2-0, we went and beat Basel, the biggest team in Switzerland, 6-1. Goals from Kouassi, Petrelli, Ramasco, embarrassing the hosts in front of their own fans. Since then, form has been solid, but we've been a little bit less spectacular because our squad has been savaged by the board's decision to sell off all of our best players. So a 1-1 draw with Sion, but we needed a goal from Sebastian Harak in injury time just to escape with a point. We beat Servette 1-0 with Finot scoring, and then we beat a lower league Swiss team 1-0 with Muesli on the score sheet. If we go into the Basel game, it will help us illustrate just how our squad has been depleted by the actions of the board. So let's go through the goal scorers. Tanguy Kouassi, no longer here. The board accepted a 10.5 million bid from Lyon, and he has gone. Let's go with Elliot Petrelli. The board accepted a £17.25 million offer from Inter. Our top scorer and best player, gone. Let's go Juan Manuel Ramasco. The board accepted an offer of, 10 million? 10 million exactly from Mainz. Gone. Finot, the string puller in midfield. The board have agreed for him to move to Schalke for 17.5 million. But because that one I was able to protest and get involved in the negotiations of, we've at least been able to loan him back for the rest of this season. So centre half, our best one, now gone. Central midfielder, our best one, sold, but at least we could loan him back. Our star winger, gone. Our 25 goal a season striker, gone. It means there's lots of money in the coffers, but we haven't really been able to find players of great quality to bring in their place. So let's show you what we're doing. Thomas Muesli has now become the stand-in for Tanguy Kouassi. He's not the tallest, neither is he the quickest, but at 17, well, we're hoping that he can develop. So he is our new Tanguy. Over on the right wing, we've lost Ramasco, so we've brought in a player called Eddie Bartley. Is he spectacular? He is not. We've bought him in for, £7 million? We've overpaid just to get somebody through the door, I'm afraid, but he was the best that we could do. Up front, Harak looks like he is going to be the replacement in the short term for Petrelli. I don't think he's going to have the goals in his arsenal that Petrelli did. We've bought in a player to try and replace him in the form of Garincha, who is a Brazilian who's initially on loan from Palmeiras. We had an offer accepted for him of 12 million, but we couldn't agree personal terms and we needed a body through the door. So we've got him on a 12-month loan deal and we can buy him at any point in that deal for £12 million as long as we can agree terms. His attributes look great, but he's young, he doesn't speak German, and we don't have any other Portuguese speakers in the squad because we've had other players that have left us as well. So David Vieri got a bit fed up about never playing any football, being left out of the Europa League squad. So he threw his toys out the pram and we sold him to Frankfurt. We've also sold Tosin Ayagun as well. So he has left us our left wing backup option. So we are down to the bare bones. But we're going out today and we're going to try and put in a performance in Europe against Copenhagen. So Garincha is going to be given the number 9 shirt. Lots of the good squad numbers have now been vacated. That is at least Good news for anybody that's joining us. The transfer window is still open. We've got the best part of 30 million to spend, so that's positive too. But the players are not out there at the moment. You can't just pluck Otts and Petrellis out of thin air at a moment's notice. So we're going to have to do a little bit of work. We're going to have to hope that the scouts work their magic and we can get a couple more in. The rest of the squad are all unhappy, by the way, about the lack of depth that we have in the team. So that's great news as well. And we're trying to compete on two fronts because I firmly believed after the start we'd made and how good we were in the second half of last season, we were going to win the league this season. I was becoming convinced about that. We looked superb. Finally, we'd settled on a formation and a tactic. Players were playing well. Now, well, the heart has been ripped out of the team. This is an awfully long kickoff highlight. Here's Bartley, Prieto. What have we got? Right. We're going over the top looking for Petrelli. He's not there anymore, but we've got Carmona in, who dollies one into the side netting. He's been a little bit off form. He's one of the ringleaders complaining about everybody that we've sold off. But here we come again. Carmona, set piece king. Oh, we struck a post. Good effort. Good effort. We do have more news, by the way. We paused the game. So Ott has now left us. And so they made us replace him as captain, even though we had bought him back in on loan. We didn't really have any standout options to be captain. So we've given the captaincy back to the forgiven Llama, who's had more personality developments. So he's now up to fairly determined from balanced, having previously gone to being unambitious. So Llama, all is forgiven. He's in as our captain now. He's captaining a team that was going for the Swiss title. Now goodness knows where they're going to finish. And a team that's battling for a place in the Europa League as well, but not doing a great job of battling. So we're going to go demand more and try and do a little something before half time. We don't want to go out to Denmark, well, without having scored a goal, but without some of our best players. Well, we're looking a little bit limited, and now we have gone and conceded the away goal in the tie. This makes things a little bit tricky, doesn't it? Routine. Who would have been at the back post? Probably Tanguy Kouassi for us. He's not there. And we're a goal down at half time. Well, at least that makes the choice of team talks a little bit easier. That was awful. And we're also just going to throw on a woefully unfit Garincha. And we're going to ask him to play as an advanced forward. And I guess we're going to have to go attacking and try and get ourselves back into the tie. Villa has got a 6.1. Maybe he was at fault for the not marking at the corner. They're doing absolutely nothing. At least show some passion, goodness sake. After a couple of highlights early on, we are offering absolutely nothing. We've got to have to show more. We're going to pause. We're going to try and change things a little bit. Carmona is not doing an awful lot. So we're going to get Theo on. And we're going to push the fullbacks forward as well. And this, well, after looking like we'd finally got ourselves sorted out in Switzerland, cup final, a victory, place in Europe, going well in the league, the board of directors have shown no ambition, no ability to back us. Each time we went and visited them, they just said, don't worry, you can use the funds to sign replacements. Where was the button to click? There are no replacements. There was nobody to buy. Which is why you're bringing in people like Eddie Bartley. And we are whimpering out. Bartley pulls a 6.3. This is garbage. So we've lost to FC Copenhagen. We're going to aggressively say that we're not happy. We're very concerned about what's now going to happen in the league. We're top of it, but I fear that that might be short-lived. Unless, in the next 10 days, we can perform miracles in the transfer market and the scouts can discover people that are at the moment unknown to us. I fear like we are going to struggle. So, welcome to Border Adventures. Just when you think things are ticking along nicely, the guts of your team gets ripped out and you are up against it once more. Thank you very much for viewing. I'm sorry that we couldn't get you a victory in Europe there. If you liked it anyway, it'd be great if you could hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed and you like this channel, well, it would be great to have you along for the ultimately miserable ride that we are on. We're going to see you very, very soon, potentially for that second leg away in Denmark, as we continue our border adventures.